And we're live. Look at that. Like clockwork, man. No late, not late this time. So yeah, so anyway, if anyone's checking this out, which I hope people are here at some point, but to anybody that watches this show, you know that this is
The art and stuff, Fluffer edition.
that's right.
Edition. You.
Addition.
I don't know why I'm stuttering lately. Like stuttering Stanley. Da, da, da,
I,
da.
dude, I stutter all the time, man. It's like, I was born with a tongue tie, if you know what
Huh.
that is. Where like
No.
your tongue is like still attached to like the front of your gums. So literally for like the first 21 years of my life, it's not funny, dude. It's like it's a disability or something. Like for the first 21 years of my life, I could only stick my tongue out like that much. And eventually I had to get it cut and fixed because it was messing my gums up. So I actually have, it's not really a lisp, but there's some times where I'll stutter over words, I'll trip over stuff because I had to learn how to kind of say certain words again in my early 20s, that I've learned how to stay my my entire life.
Ah.
It's not funny, dude. This is laughing at me. What's wrong with this dude?
Oh
Jeez.
God. So how you doing? What's shaking? Catch me up.
I'm doing good, man. Just getting through the week. The holiday was cool, but it messes my week up because I keep forgetting
All
what
right.
day it is.
Yeah.
Um, nothing but rain around here right now, which sucks because I really need to mow my lawn, and it grows really fast, and I'm gonna be really, really screwed here in a couple days.
Right. Right. Right.
Besides that, I'm just still working on the first page of Reaper Destroyer, but
Yeah.
it's all
That
right.
that that's looking dope. I like what you showed.
Thank you, man.
Consistent flow with the script.
I was actually really happy with the flow of the page. That turned out really good. Now I'm kind of trying to get, I got a couple of city scenes in there, so I'm trying to get the perspective all right, and all that kind
Yeah.
of good BS, and so that's taking the most of my time right now. But how you doing, man? What's been new with you?
Great. I got the first issue or chapter plotted out. I got about like 5 to 6 pages laid out in various forms. So I'm really excited with the progression. Can't wait
Nice.
to start penciling it. So just like the past month, it's just been like the gears are grinding. Wheels are turning. From doing the show with you, from show my buddy Rob did, just kind of like sparked that again because I was in a bit of a funk. Whatever it is, what it is. And then just
It
doing the
it
show with
happened, man. It
it
happened.
does, it does. I think I was a little bit burnt out to be honest with you. And but doing the best friend show with Mark Poland or Private Hand Poland,
Yeah, it's a good
that's
show, man.
been
I really
great.
enjoyed that.
Thanks. Yeah, our buddy Phil McNulty, who will be on in a couple of weeks here. He I love that guy. Like just creative and just lights a fire under my ass. So it's just been good stuff. Can't complain. Can't complain.
Nice. Keep on. Don't mind me. Keep on talking for a second.
Oh, I'll talk about myself all day long.
Yeah.
Like, don't threaten me with a good time. So yeah, no, I'm just trying to come up with some really good, exciting shots. Nothing boring or heads talking. Because that's not my cup of tea. But yeah,
Right.
my goal is to make like a cool '80s action cartoon that we grew up on, or the image books. I'm not as good as those guys, but I'll fake the funk till the cows come home.
Now you said that you're gonna have like some. Well, and hopefully I don't spoil anything here. I can't spoil anything because I don't know like really great details about the book. But you said you're gonna have like some like Mayan stuff in there, like with the
Well,
story,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's gonna be like Mayan Aztec. Like I'm trying to figure out which one up because I got Aztecs in another story. Trying to keep up that Latino pride or heritage, but yeah, but it'll probably be Mayans. So I don't want to get too much away, but I'm really excited. And everybody I talk to, they're like, "That's really dope," So and it's all people like I respect, like you and like Phil and Mark. So I'm like, "All right, good," I'm not fucking up.
No, dude, that's awesome. I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to it, and you're way ahead of me when it comes to that. Um, I, I got this thing when it comes to, I got two different processes. I've used them both in doing a book. I'll either go through and lay out as many pages as I can, or I'll just start do like page by page. And it's
yeah,
just however I'm kind of feeling the project at the time,
yeah.
I guess. So I guess right now I'm just doing like page by page. If you think about it, I just for some reason I just want to knock out this first page, and maybe I'll switch it up after that. Maybe maybe then I'll lay out a bunch of pages. I know that there's a splash page next that I'm doing, which is going to be the first actual shot of the character. So I might actually push that back a little bit and
Okay.
work on that page at a different time and just try to knock out the sequentials as much as possible. Then go back and do some of the bigger page. The stuff that takes more like the detailed packed into it because I don't want to get hung up too much. Maybe I'll save that kind of stuff for last. But to me, I actually really haven't nailed down an actual process yet. Step by
Oh, I'm all over the
step.
place.
Yeah,
All over the place.
I'm
Like
kind of all over
I'm
the place
like
with that stuff.
I'm like a junior high kid going to his first prom. It's like with like the cheerleader. It's like I don't want to bust too early, but I'll do what I got to do. Like for instance, I was going through some sheets of paper, and this is trash, but it was just a gesture of a dude standing. Nothing pretty, nothing great by means, but I kind of gestured out the form of the suit. I'm like, I could use that.
Yeah,
Like I'll put it in a panel someplace, I'll blow it up, I'll scan it up, I'll clean it up because what I'm doing is I'll scan everything in, resize it, reclean it, might do a little digital drawing. It's a waste of time, but whatever, it's my shit. Print it out and then pencil on there, and then go the inks either digitally or traditionally, but probably digital inks and then color it. I think I'm
so,
gonna hire colors because this I'm taking on way too much shit.
dude, I was just gonna say, man, when you start when first of all, I'm impressed with anybody that wants to do as much as they can on their own book.
Yeah,
But at the same
I'm just
aspect,
a
it
control
takes
freak. Like I just need control.
yeah, it takes such a long time, man, to do everything.
Mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
it's crazy. Like I like to ink my own stuff, and you know this. I
Yeah,
mean, I actually do like inking, but if I can work with a really talented inker, I would like to do that because then I can put more time into the pencils, which I can actually do faster than inking because inking is a really
yeah,
slow process. So I'm all about get the best people to work with you to get your product out faster. If you have like maybe a side project where you're just working on for a few years doing it all by yourself, I could see that. But if you really want to bring something quickly, I'd say yeah, go get a colorist to do it.
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I got a couple people in mind. One guy who I know is really busy, but I want to see if I can pull the friend card on him. Hopefully that'll work.
That's the best way to do it. Best way
I
to do
always
it.
do it. I pull the friend card for anything. I'm like, can I get a favor? Yeah. I have no shame. I
All you
have
got
low down dirty shame.
all you gotta do is just be like, dude, remember that one time,
Yeah.
and then boom, friend card. There it is. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, I'll do it. Damn it.
Yeah. I just pulled the cousin card to my cousin Matthew Aaron, who is kind of like the one that got me into drawing. So
Hmm.
I just got the phone with him, and he's got some pretty big news that I can't say, but I'll tell you off stream.
I was just
I'm
about
gonna
to say
try.
tease. Such a tease, man.
I'm going to believe me. I told him I'm going to try to attach myself to this to what he's got going on, but he's gonna do a pinup for me. So I'm like, I'm pulling
Nice.
the cousin card. He's like, I got you. So he's like, do you want it painted? Do you want it airbrushed? Do you want it pencil and ink? I'm like, pencil and ink's fine. But I should have said
Nice.
canvas because that would be beautiful. Okay, whatever. It is what it
That
is.
would have been cool. That would have been
Yeah.
cool. Hey, so I noticed you don't have your banner up. What's up with that?
No, this is just me being lazy. For a fluffer show, I'm just
Yeah.
being relaxed.
Say
I have my Mister Rogers sweatshirt on. Like I went in the closet, I took off my black hoodie, put on my red one, got my slippers on, a cup of Joe, and now I'm just
Joe. Cup of Joe.
relaxed, relaxed.
Let's see. So Friday's show, man. I'm pretty
I'm
excited about
excited,
it.
very
This is
excited.
this is one of the first guys I thought about reaching out to when we first started talking about doing guests.
Mhm.
And so we're going to be bringing on Brett Thompson, who is the producer of Eon. I should bring this up while we're talking about it. Eon Boards and Vortex Inc. Let's see.
Try to do a Jedi mind trick and bring it on screen.
About to hold on a second.
Or maybe the Jersey way.
The what?
The Jersey way.
The Jersey way. They do it the Silent Bob way. If
I
I've
hope
been
people like my
thinking,
Christmas lights.
dude, I love your Christmas lights. I was like, I got to get me some Christmas lights. Either
Oh,
that,
I
I
have
need
them
to.
all in my studio. Like in my studio, it's all wrapped
Yeah,
around. Yeah.
nice.
Like I'll change my desk out depending on where, because I got nerve damage in my hips, so I can't sit or stand too long. So I gotta adjust. But let's get to Brett's page and tell everybody what he does.
All right, so this is Eon products, and I'm gonna tell you what. I drew for the longest time on Strathmore 200 series, which I still really recommend. It's really good comic boards. You can find it pretty much at
Is that the manga ones?
where you at?
You see it?
I'll pull you up real quick. Oh, where you at? Wrong button. Yes. Wait, bring it down just a little. Yeah, yeah. I like those boards. You know,
Yeah, they're good. They're fine.
I drew on those for years, and they're really really good. But you know, the thing about the Strathmore boards that being traditional that as I am, I do a lot of erasing. You know, and I'm kind of heavy. I've been trying to work on a little bit lighter of a hand, but I'm a little heavy-handed when it comes to penciling. So sometimes it's hard to get the lines up. And the Strathmore, after a little while, let's say I was really trying hard to work on this a dynamic hand position that I wanted, you know, and it just wasn't coming out. It was just looking weird every single time. So I just draw it, erase it, draw it, erase it, draw it, erase it, you know. And every once or after a while, it would really start to the fibers of the page or the board would kind of start breaking up. You know what I'm talking about? And getting really like soft, and then all of a sudden now pencil's not going over it very well. And that always bugged me because I always knew I had like a little bit of time, a window to get something right. You know, and if I cross that window, I could mess up my entire page just based on that, you know. So that always bugged me. But actually, I was talking to Brett Booth on Twitter one day because I saw him post a bunch of stuff, and I saw that he was starting to use Eon board. So I asked him about it, and he said that he really liked it because of the races. It handles the racing really easy or very well. And that was the thing that kind of sold me because I was like, that's what I do. I race so much. So I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna try it out. So these are the product, and it's also got Brett Booth's art on here. So I mean that's even more of a seller right there. But this was a board I got, and I don't like a lot of teeth to my board. I like it to be nice and smooth because the way I draw
you're like Usher.
Exactly like Usher. I look just like him too. It's crazy. But the way I draw is very I draw like in a sketchy, and it's very sketchy, you know. So like I need that smooth feel to the paper, and this stuff, I'm not gonna lie, dude, 100%. This is the way it happened. I ordered it, I got the board, I started working on that Backlash Taboo commission,
which is awesome.
Thank you very much, appreciate it. And within 5 minutes of just sketching on this thing, I was absolutely sold. And that's no lie. I mean, it took me that long to fall in love with this paper because it just felt good. And traditional artists, you know, if you're like me, I'm all about feel. There's just something about the feel. If it feels good, then I'm moving along with the art. It's just everything's flowing well. If it feels weird, some kind of mental block, you know, but it was flowing good. The sketch was coming out great. You know, I was racing. And sure enough, man, it was handling racing perfectly. Turn that off. Perfectly, and I was absolutely sold within 5. I'm never going to draw, at least comic book wise. Any of my pages for my book is going to be only on EN boards. Now I got a ton of Strathmore boards left I'm going to use, but I'll probably just keep that for sketching on or something like that. But if anybody gets a commission from me, it'll probably be on EN boards too because I just love them that much. I highly recommend it. So we're going to have Brett on, and he's the producer of this. And besides that, if you're an inker, bring this up. if you're an inker, this Vortex ink, I also have this, and that is very cool. It goes on nice. It's really, really dark. It
Is
holds
it thick?
well. No, I mean, it's not overly. I'd say it's consistency wise. If I could speak. Blah, 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 blah. It's I'd say probably the same kind of consistency as oh, I don't know if I have any of it left, but I've used a bunch of different inks, anywhere from like Indian ink to Rapidograph. It was a Rapidograph.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
not, yeah, it was. I was using that for a little while because Jim Lee was using that in one of his streams. I thought that looked cool, so I bought some of that. The thing I didn't like about the Rapidograph, however you pronounce it, is that it was a little. It was. Why do you keep turning it on? Turn it off over there. It was a little watery. It was a little watered down. I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah.
You know, this stuff isn't like that. It goes on nice and thick, but it's still like pliable enough. It's still thin enough that it's not going to be like it's not going to goop up or anything. But when you put it down, you spread it out, it stays nice and black, and just it holds that consistency very well. I really like it. I've only ever done inks with it on Eon boards, so I'm not sure what it's like on any other board.
Right.
But as far as the combination of board and ink, for a traditional inker that inks with a brush or a nib, I highly recommend it too. I think it's awesome. So we're gonna get him on. We're gonna talk about tools of the trade and what his ideas were with creating this company and creating the ink and the boards, and just see what he has to say about
It's pretty
everything.
fascinating. Like, I never thought about making a board or paper company. Like it just
Right.
never registered. But it's really cool and like really unique. And like so many people use it. Like I know my buddy Mike McMahon swears by it. I believe Saya Ohm, if I'm mispronouncing her name, I apologize immensely. And Brett, of course, and
Yeah.
many people use it and they seem to love it. I just haven't had the chance to use it yet because again, I got so much of this. And then I got another brand. I think it's Manga Board, but it's very toothy, and I don't like it.
Yeah. I
I
wonder
really don't like it.
I don't have it in this room, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Those were the two brands, because those are the two brands I could find. If you go to your local Michaels, or
yeah,
Hobby
and
Lobby,
Michaels as well. Yeah.
that's where you got them. That they've got your Strathmore 200 series, the comic book blueprint, blue line, or they've got the manga blue line all set and ready to go. And I've tried them both, and I actually really like that manga one. I did.
Manga's good. Yeah, I enjoy it.
The problem was, like you said, it was just too toothy.
Yeah.
And it's like that. It goes back to me and that feel. It's just a different kind of feel, hard for me to get into because I just like a nice smooth surface, But yeah, pretty excited.
My buddy Matthew Toe likes where he liked using a toothy brand. Like we did a jam like maybe a decade ago, and I'm like, I cannot jive with this. Like I'm trying to ink, and it's just not working out. So I'm like, sorry, Matty, but scrap that one.
When I did a couple years back, I did one of the Top Cow Talent Hunt submissions, and I did all 5 of my pages on that manga board. And I mean, they turned out pretty well. I like the work they produced, but after thinking about kind of like the pain in the ass aspect of racing, because it's hard to erase really toothy boards like that.
Indentations, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you really got to work sometimes to get stuff out, and it's just it's too much, especially with a guy like me. Like, if you've ever watched Mark Silvestri draw, I draw a lot like him, where something about the way he talks about like the kinetic energy of not letting the pencil stop. So I try to do that sometimes. When I start drawing, I just start drawing. I'll start throwing lines. I'm getting my shapes, So I've got a lot of lines to clean up when I finally get that form. I've got my kneading eraser, which is really nice. But if I'm doing this on a really toothy board, I mean, that's gonna be hell to clean up. A nice smooth board like the Eon boards. I mean, you can take that kneading eraser and go right over it lightly. You don't have to put a lot of pressure on it, and the stuff comes right up. It's awesome, dude. I highly recommend it. Absolutely. Sponsor me.
Plugging it. Sponsor.
Yeah.
Oh god. So what else is going on? You had something on your mind
I did. Like
with
before we started the stream.
yeah,
Fuck.
with the name and the spelling.
Oh, jeez. Thank you, man. God, I feel like it's been a long week and it's only Wednesday. Crazy.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing I'm gonna throw out, and I might address this too. I mean, I might have a stream tomorrow too, and see if I can get a couple of people on. We'll do a roundtable discussion. Maybe I'll get my writer on if he's available, and get you on. We'll see. I mean, that's up in the air. That might not even happen. But so my book is called Reaper Destroyer, and the original way. Oh, oh, you would think I would have been more prepared for this show. So the original way I spelled it was with 2 E's in Reaper. Recently, now that I'm rebooting this book, recently I've had a couple people look at it and actually kind of give me shit for the way that I spell it.
I saw one of those. I was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, not that I really care, because if anybody knows me, knows that I give a shit about peer pressure. I really don't care what people say, good or bad about me, honestly. You know, I mean, you got something good to say, great. If you got something bad to say, great too. I mean, it's not going to affect my life anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I started talking to a few people about it because I was just kind of curious. I was like, hey, I presented the issue. I was like, what do you think? Because the reason why I spelled it differently is because there's a lot of characters with the name Reaper in the title or the same look. So I wanted something that set it apart more than just like my character design of the story. So I was like, I could spell Reaper differently. And I come from the school of thought of like, I was in a band for a number of years, and bands all the time spell their names differently if they're trying to, take a corn, for instance, or something. You're going to spell it different because you want it to stand out when somebody sees that logo,
Yeah.
So that's why I did it. But recently, and this was back in 2006. So maybe the more sophisticated minds are living in 2020 or 2020 now. But I talked to a few people. I'm like, what do you think? Should I do the EE or the EA? Because I would actually really hate to have people not understand what I'm trying to do and look at it as like a spelling error that I didn't catch, that the editor didn't catch, and make more people than just myself look bad and have to constantly explain, like, no, this is why I'm doing it, or this is why it's spelled the way.
I don't gotta explain myself to you.
I know, I thought it was actually I didn't think anything of it until recently.
Right.
And so I'm not thinking of this because of the one douchebag that brought it up, because I thought that guy was kind of a dick. But it does,
Total cunt. Total cunt.
Yeah, exactly.
If he sees this, you're a cunt. So,
but in the long run, it made sense to the point where it's like I should just at least address this, because honestly, it's just a title, it's just a spelling. So whether I spell it with 2 E's or an EA, really it doesn't matter to me. It's not going to break my heart. It was just something cool I thought was back in the day when I did it, and I was carrying it over to today. So I wanted to talk to a few people about it. So you're going to be my guinea pig, Sean. What do you think? What's your opinion on it?
Here's my thing. Fuck them. If you think it works best for you, then go to town. Like, branding and name branding and logo is very, very important. Like, it's very important. But I'm not buying a book because the name is, I'm dyslexic, so anything is misspelled to me. Like, the should be THA. Why it's not, I don't know. But with that said, I'm there for the art. Like, you got a cool cover, like penciled by you, inked by Jimmy, and colored by, can we say who?
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew Dollhouse?
Yep.
Like Motown, signed, sealed, and delivered. Like, my money's yours. So it's all about that. But again, the logo is what's important. Now, how it's spelled, I don't know. Is it really important? Like, does yours again? Does your original go with what you got going on with the story to make it important or a key aspect in the storytelling and overall grand scheme of things, or is it one of those things where like I can change it back to normal, to the proper way, if you will. You
Yeah.
know, I think that's the main thing you have to digest. If weigh it out. What's more important, and does it
Yep.
work?
And that was actually something that my writer Joel Rodriguez had brought up too when I approached him about it, because I remember I was talking to him and I was talking to my editor. Um, I always mess his name up. What the hell is his name? I keep saying David Byrne, which is it's not David Byrne. I think it's Jeff Byrne. Um, but he brought up when I first was talking to him, he was just like, "So, did you spell this wrong, or is this the way you're spelling it?" And I was like, "No, it's just the
It's
way
like, are
I'm
you stupid?
spelling it." And he was like, "All right, cool, that's fine." It
Yeah,
was no big deal to him. It was like that was the way it was, and so he's just I need to know, so I don't think it's a spelling error. Um, but Joel brought up the fact that he's like personally I, as in him, would probably go with the correct way of spelling it, unless there's something specifically in the story, like you're saying, that calls for it to be spelled with two e's. Um, which there isn't. Again, like I said, it's just a stylized thing. I just like bands do. I thought it'd be kind of cool to make it stand out. That somebody would look at Reaper and see, in my mind, coming from the band world, I would look at Reaper and I'd be like, "Oh, that's cool. They spell it with two e's instead of an ea." You know,
yeah.
I wouldn't look at it and be like, "Oh, those jackasses don't know how to spell." I'm not picking up this book. I
I
just, but oh,
I
it's kind
thought
of
it was the
interesting,
right way all along. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, if you didn't
So,
tell me, I wouldn't have known.
well, see, there you go.
Yeah,
That would have
you
worked.
need more idiots like me buying your work.
Yeah, perfect. You're gonna track them all down, man. Track
Dummies.
them all
Yeah,
down.
to the speds.
So, I value my wife's opinion quite a bit too. So I asked her, I let her in on a lot of my decision making when it comes to a lot of things I do.
As you should.
And- exactly.
From
And
what I
she's
hear about marriages, but I don't know.
right. And she's very grammar is her thing. In
Okay.
fact, anytime I put like long-winded posts on Facebook about whatever, she's my
Yeah.
editor. I usually hand
Right.
it to her, and I'm like, "What do you think about this, babe?" And she'll go through and make sure it's spelled right, and she'll be like, "This is not a sentence. We need to do something with this." I'm like, "Babe, I'm ranting about something." She's like, "Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense." She's like, "Let
On a
me fix
roll.
it." So she'll fix it up. Um,
Yeah.
and actually, until I got an actual editor on my book, I was gonna have her edit my book, honestly, because she's just really good at that stuff. So, but she says the
Yeah.
same thing too. She said it makes more sense with an A. She's like, you can do whatever you want personally, but it makes more
Is
sense
that
with an
it?
A.
That's the original. That's the real spelling. REA.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. And the one thing she brought up, she's like, it might just save you a headache of having to explain it all the time. And I thought that
That's
kind of made
true.
sense. Instead of having to
Yeah.
sit down all the time, be like, well, this is the reason behind it. It's just you throw that right out of the window. And like I said, it's not breaking my heart if I spell it the correct way or the stylized way. So I mean, that's kind of up in the air right now. It doesn't seem like a big thing, and it's really not a big thing. But I'm just looking at people's opinions before I make the final decision on how to spell it. Because right now it's out there spelled two different ways, which is not a big deal because the book is just in the infancy of being produced.
Yeah.
And the new logo isn't made yet. So, like on Jimmy's stream, he spelled it the correct way. When he had the title of inking the cover of Reaper Destroyer, it was spelled REA REAPER.
Yeah.
Stuttering there. And that was the first, I saw that and I was like, well, clearly he thinks I spelled it wrong. you know,
He's like, good thing this guy get drunk because he seems like an idiot.
yeah. Or he just wasn't paying attention when he was writing out Reaper, which could have also been, could have been the fact, but it doesn't look bad either way. I think it looks cooler with the two E's, but it looks just fine with the EA. But
Or you could fuck with people where it's the EE, but then do like like a little mark. So if they say something like that's clearly an A,
Mhm.
what's wrong? What's the matter with you? You know?
Absolutely. Jeez.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's gonna be my quest going forward here for the next, I don't know, a few days or a week or something. And I'll hammer it down and just make a decision, and I'll be done. Because I got Joel. Besides being a my voice, Joel. Like I'm going through puberty.
All right,
Joel.
Peter Brady.
Joel, besides being a writer, he's also a letterer, and he does graphic design, logos, and all that kind of stuff. So I've got him working on something right now. So once we hammer down the actual spelling of it, then we're going to start going through some mock-ups, because once I get that cover back from Andrew, I want to slap on the promo and get that out to people and start pushing that, because that's going to look absolutely beautiful. Can't wait. Can't wait.
It's exciting times for sure.
It really is, man. It really is. And besides the bummer of the whole virus this year, I mean, I'm trying not to let that dampen the excitement of things I'm trying to accomplish this year. You know, because
Sure,
there's still
yeah.
things you can accomplish. You know, it didn't end. It didn't end our year. There's still a lot of year left. There's still things you can do, and you know, it's just another thing to conquer, man. So let's go fucking
I think
conquer it.
we're
You
in
know?
I think we're in a renaissance because I'm seeing a lot of people producing beautiful stuff
Yeah.
because of what we're dealing with, and also re-individual. I don't know. They're redoing their shit. You know, like they're just
Yeah.
into something. Whatever the something is, you're probably catching my cup of tea. But like I'm seeing a lot of great stuff, and it's inspiring, especially in these times. And I hate
It really,
saying in
really
these
is.
times because it's like, what month are we in? We're in March, right?
We're in a May.
No,
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. We're at the end of May.
no, we're in the end of May.
Isn't that crazy?
I
Isn't
just
that
got back from
crazy?
Hawaii in my mindset. You know,
Right.
that's all I can tell you. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it is. It is really cool. We got a lot of awesome stuff going on in the indie scene, and honestly, that's the thing that inspired me the most. Because when I started drawing again in 2016, you know, my thought process at that point was like, and get my skill back up, and I'm gonna start submitting and see if I can find a job. And it wasn't until I started seeing some of the independent stuff that I really kind of switched my mindset from wanting to try to work in the business on the quote unquote professional level, or just
That
go do
always
my
makes me laugh.
yeah.
Like, are you a professional? Well, I'm paying
Like
my bills. I guess I am. You
I was
know,
just gonna say, yeah. I mean,
what does that mean to you? What does that to you?
you know? So, and it was just like,
Insulin's paid. That's all that matters to me.
yeah, absolutely.
So,
So it's just like, do your thing and go do it. Sitting here wasting years trying to get picked up, you're just getting older. When you can look at the landscape right now, is there's a hunger and there's an excitement for indie projects right now. So
yeah,
there's a time. This is the time to produce good stuff and go put yourself out there and sell it directly to the fans. There's
yeah,
fans like you and me. I mean, that's what holds the industry up. So it doesn't matter if it's quote unquote professional uh, companies putting out books, or if it's indie companies or self-publishing creators doing it. If a fan digs it, that's all that matters.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that's
I
awesome.
concur.
All right, man. We're running around the half-hour mark here. Anything else that you were thinking about bringing up in this Fluffer edition?
Yeah. I do want to say that we set up for next week's guest for my buddy Alex Rivera, also known as Playful Gorilla. Probably mostly known as Playful Gorilla to people. But anyway, on Mother's
Anywho.
Day, yeah, his car was broken into, and
Oh,
all of his merchandise, all of his convention gear
damn.
stolen. If you ever met Alex, he's not only a hell of a friend, he's an inspirational dude. He'll give you the t-shirt off his back if you need it. And I've seen him done it one way or another. And So Heather Reed of Asylum set up a GoFundMe, and we have the link in here, I believe. And if not, it'll be on my Instagram profile. I don't know.
It should be. It should be in this video.
Okay, so we're just trying to get him back up on his feet because he's, again, just to help him and his family out because they're amazing. And anything you could do, whether you share this or even, pledge $1 or $2, whatever you got, it would be very appreciative. And we just want to get Alex and his family back where they were and beyond, because he's got some great things. He has some things in the pipeline which were very exciting, and that's what it's all about in this artist community.
Yeah.
Like friends helping each other out, artists helping each other out. Like that's love. That's as spiritual you can get from me. Like artistic love. You know what I'm saying?
That's good, man.
So if you can, like it would mean the world to us. Because what's best for him is best for me and for you, and and it just inspires us. It's a circle of life, like that's all I gotta say. So if you can, please donate or share and all that, because he's a peach.
Yeah, we'll have to push that link around for sure. That's really horrible. So hopefully get him back to his feet soon.
Yeah.
Then real quick before we get off here, did you have a schedule of the upcoming guests that we have on the show for June? I know you're the more organized when it comes to that. I can't remember the names. I remember the guys we have. I can't remember the dates.
Right. So this week we got Brett on. Next week, Alex Rivera, Playful Gorilla. The week after that, we got Mark Polton, my best friend of Primetime Polton, and who's just fucking crushing it. He's out right now at John's house signing the books. So
he's here in Michigan.
Oh yeah, he's in your hood. Yeah. He was telling me, he's like, John took me to 8 Mile and all that. So I was like, oh wow, that's horrible. I want to go there.
That doesn't sound fun to me at all. Like
I
don't go that near there if I don't have to. I stay nice far away. About 3 hours. So good distance.
We got Mark in 2 weeks, and then a week after that, Mike McMahon, artist of U.S. Assassin, who he just finished volume 2.
Nice.
And just started volume 3. Let's see. And then hopefully, if this works out, Rob Willis.
Yes.
Which I'm really excited if the schedules work out, because this guy's breath of fresh air and very inspiring.
Absolutely. And that's the 20. That's
the last Friday.
Last Friday, yeah. I'm pretty sure we got that locked down. I think he's committed to do it. As far as I remember, last time I talked to him.
Look, we can even do it midweek or whatever works for him.
I think he was cool. I think he was cool about doing that weekend, because I think it's the 26th or it's the 29th, one of those days, when the last Friday. But he was, so count that as a definite. And I'm excited to talk to him because dude's been killing it lately.
He's a good dude, just a good dude, and very inspiring and very talented. Like good people.
Extremely talented. I mean, I'm just blown away every time I see some of his newest stuff. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, so that's
I gotta get on my glasses because I just want to look at all the fine detail.
I know
the hatching he does. It's beautiful.
He was on Dan Frega's stream last night, and they were debuting the full cover of the Black Flag cover he's doing for him.
Yeah,
and they showed like his pencil work, and they showed the ink work. And that was cool because he blew it up and kind of went up and down on it, and checked out all the small detail. And it's just like, oh man, it's like, from an artist appreciating other artists, I love to see guys that just inspire me. And Rob right now is definitely a guy that, and he's got that old, to what I call the old image, extreme style. You know what I'm saying? So that's what our June's looking like, and hopefully we got some cool guys coming in July that we're still trying to hammer down.
July looks to be almost fully booked as well. So I think we got to confirm the first week, and then I think we might have the last weekend. We got to find somebody, but I'm sure I could pull the friend card, or you could pull the friend card and be like, "Hey, you want to do us a salad? I'll buy you
Yep,
an apple pie."
I'm waiting on one
Yeah.
guy right now to hammer down a date, so we'll see before I say his name.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, so I mean, it's gonna be a fun year, dude. It's gonna be a fun year with the show, art and stuff. I mean, we're gonna have some fun guests
We do the
on.
art. We fancy.
And
Bougie.
then we'll do these shows in between, probably on Wednesdays, but just whenever we might feel like doing them. This is not a scheduled show per se.
No.
It's
And
just
these are good too, because like it kind of do a quick catch up. And again, last weekend, thank you to Raymond Leonard. You were awesome. I love you.
yeah,
Great
oh yeah,
time. Great time. Can't wait till you
yes,
come back on again.
definitely.
So that was huge. That was a lot of
Huge.
fun. That was a lot of fun. Pure energy. Like again, that kind of rubbed off on like, oh, I got to get to doing these layouts. I'm like, oh, and
Yeah,
so that was great.
it
And
was
he's
actually
kicking ass too.
he is, and it was actually after that stream that I started. I had like a little bit of a brain fart with this page, and for
Okay.
some reason it cleared up. Like it was just one of those things. The day after we streamed on Friday, I drew
Saturday.
on Saturday. Yeah, so it was like the day after I sat down on my table and things just started to click. So it's cool, man. You keep that energy juices flowing. You see what other people are doing, and really does inspire you to get back
It's
and
a
do your
great
best. So
community. It really is. It. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed to have the people in my life, in my corner, kind of pushing me up when I'm like dragging my feet sometimes, or
yeah,
most of the time. Because nothing more. I'm just very blessed.
absolutely, man. It's been awesome. And it's just going to get better and better. So, all right, I'm
I'll
going to cut
spread
us
that
off
rumor.
here. I'm going to cut us off here before we go too far. Our short little,
Too close to the edge.
yeah. We're about to jump
Tough
right
like a
off here.
vandal.
Like
Now,
shit. I
now I'm
mean,
spitting
we've
flow.
almost gone a full out and stuff show. So,
There you go. There you go.
but hey, that's just how it is with me and Sean, man. We can talk for fucking hours about stuff. So,
And it's happened. And it's happened. So
yeah,
we're
which is why
just
we
like,
have the
oh
show.
shit, 3 hours. My
Yeah,
bad.
might as well share our conversations with everybody while we're having a good time. So, all right, everybody. Well, thanks for checking us out. This has been the.
Where can we find you? Where can we find you on the interwebs?
Oh,
Run it back.
Joe Sante. You can look me up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt, ArtStation, YouTube. YouTube, by the way, we both have YouTube channels. Right now, this is on Sean's. Please find us, subscribe, like, share. That helps everything out. So yeah, just look me up. You'll be able to find me. Google my name. It'll pop up.
And you can find me at Instagram, Sean Arrett, Twitter, Sean Arrett, Facebook, you guessed it, Sean Arrett, YouTube, Sean Arrett. And on Fridays, except for this Friday, I'm on Primetime Polton's Best Friend Show with my best friend, Mark Polton. And later tonight, I'm going to be on Mike McMahon's channel doing a stream. I don't know,
Nice.
once he puts the kids to bed. So, and he's on Illinois or Chicago. So he's like,
An
whatever
hour
time.
behind me, that would be. So
Okay. So it's going to be a late stream, but that's where you'll find me for now. And we will catch you this Friday on art and stuff.
absolutely, with Brett Thompson of Eon Boards and Vortex Inc. Gonna be here to rock your fucking world. Damn it. All right, so until then, this has been the wrong way.
Art and stuff, Fluffer edition for episode
There
4.
we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, episode 4. Yeah. Awesome. All right, everybody.
So far.
Thanks for anybody to check this out live and anybody that's watching this on YouTube, post. So we'll talk to you all later. Peace.
See ya.